Hi guys, Katsrula Gaming here. Today will be a different type of short than the ones that I usually make. Why? Because today, I'll be discussing the ending of Squid Game 3. You might be thinking, how? What do you mean? It hasn't even come out yet. Just hear me out for a second. So the director of Squid Game mentioned in an interview how Squid Game 3 will not have a happy ending. People love happy endings. Sorry, is one of the quotes that he said. Now, you might be thinking, how does that have to do with you knowing the ending? Well, let me explain. So the whole point of Squid Game is to show and reflect upon the real world and how it's meant to show about the greed in today's society and how people will do anything for money. The show focuses on the theme of capitalism as well. With that being said, if you already knew that, you know that that is how the world will keep going. If people don't stop, it will continue. The reason why the games were made was to give people a false sense of hope, so that they think, oh, all I need to do is beat these games. Sure, people die, but I surely won't. The games were made so that eventually the players will think, oh, the money isn't what matters most. The games were made to show and teach those people about what actually matters, and that if they stop being so greedy, the games will stop because the games won't serve a purpose. But they don't, and people in real life don't stop either. And since the show reflects on the real world, this means the games will continue at the end of Season 3, and that Gi Hun won't be able to stop them. What's most likely to happen in Season 3 is that the players play the rest of the games, they die in the process, and Gi Hun and some other player will have to play the final game, which who knows what it could be. Squid Game again. A different game? Whatever it is, we know that Gi Hun and someone else will make it to the end. However, I think that player will actually be the frontman, where him and Gi Hun will have to play the final game as a final showdown. The reason why I think that is because since the frontman knows that Gi Hun wants to confront him, he'll be like, oh, so player for 156 wants to confront me and end the games. Why not we play the final game together? Afterwards I think Gi Hun will win the final game, and he will be the last players alive. He wins the money, and then lives a normal life, until he sees someone get a Squid Game card while he's outside. And then we get a sort of flashback type thing, where it shows that after Gi Hun got sent home with the money, they got new frontman. And the games continue. Now, we're back in the present. And as Gi Hun, now screaming in dread, pain, watches a person get a Squid Game card, the screen turns black, and credits roll. So basically, the games continue and Gi Hun fails his mission of ending the games and had to experience winning the money again, even though his friends died. So that's the end now. You might think, why did you make this? Well, because I wanted to leave my prediction for how Squid Game 3 will end. And so with the release of it being 2 days away, if I'm right about the ending, then yes. Anyway, I just wanted to make this short for that reason. So yeah, without further ado, thanks for watching, have a great day.